My son came home from a night out and was out on the footpath and could hear me snoring. It was embarrassing to sit in a meeting. I avoided meetings in the afternoon because I would find myself sitting there the eyes dropping, and I started to nod off. My wife used to say to me, why are you yawning first thing in the morning and all morning? It was my wife who identified the amount of snoring I was doing in my 40s, which obviously I just got better at as I got older, which interfered with her quality of life as well. So I think the major thing was that what I was doing to my wife's sleep, and the lack of sleep she was getting because of me. I mean, there was also the fear of, you can have a stroke and die. That sort of does give you an encouragement to do something about it. So finally I went to a doctor. They were saying it's the amount of fat around my neck, but it's very easy to say lose weight. It's very difficult to lose weight. For me, I have been sent to a dietitian twice by my GP so I could lose weight. On both occasions, these dietitians were in their mid to late 20s telling me what I should be doing. And they had no comprehension of the lifestyle or what my life is about. So they started talking and I put a barricade up straight away thinking this is just a total waste of time. You just don't understand my lifestyle and the way that it's not just a case of saying you should go on a diet. But then we have a bad attitude, I think, insofar as I've got this far. Yeah. Why do I want to start something now? Then I went and did the sleep study at the hospital. After all of the testing and everything, they came up with the idea that I needed to have a CPAP machine. So that was going to cure me and make me feel really good. What it did was I found it very hard and difficult to wear this mask. So I had to go back and they then changed the mask to a different type. That still didn't work because I'm claustrophobic, and it didn't fit my face properly because my nose has been broken 3 times. They call it a leakage. I'd get a leakage and it'd blow back up into my eye, which would wake me up, and just out of sheer frustration I'd then turn the thing off and throw it away. After a long period of time of trying with it, gave up. My wife then had to put up with this snorer. And then one day I'm talking to a food industry friend who told me that her sister worked for this dentist who had developed a system that was going to help people with sleep apnea. And it was interesting how it was explained to me by you guys that exercising your tongue helps that channel at the back of your throat. So it didn't seem practical that this little myospot that I'm going to stick up in the roof of my mouth is going to make such a massive change. Just, especially after having a CPAP machine where you've got all of this gizmo and mask and all of that, to achieve something that a myospot is going to give you the same result or better result. So yeah, I was very sceptical. You did give me samples to take home, which then I started to use, which I found a little bit weird at first because I have false teeth, so it was a bit different. But I started to notice a change, and my wife started to notice a change. And the interesting thing was that putting the myospot up into the roof of my mouth, just behind my teeth, your tongue naturally, your tongue goes wherever there's something different in your mouth. And there was something different in my mouth and your tongue goes to it. And it became a standard thing that if I was sitting somewhere and had my mouth closed, I would put my tongue up to the roof of my mouth. My results were moving in the direction of not waking up tired every morning, not sitting in a meeting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon feeling like my eyes were going to close, and the guy wasn't boring, but I was just so tired, and it made life a lot better. That's, again, it just seems so much simpler to open up a jar, put a Myospot on the roof of your mouth and educate your tongue and close your mouth. That to me is a much simpler form of rectifying a problem that you've got. Yeah, I mean, going back to where I was to where I am now, it's a huge, huge difference. Massive. The Myospot has made a difference to my life. That's the bottom line. So for me, being at the age I'm at now with 2 children and 6 grandchildren, and I don't want to miss out on all of that. I want to be here to see them all grow up, and so the Myospots became even more important to me and my health, to make sure that I get this opportunity to experience the grandchildren, and they have unconditional love for grandparents. So, so that part I love. But it's just so important. So yeah.